Still don't have a fucking thing to crack.
Got
Spill
beer
Joseph.
on my keyboard.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers That Filters podcast, episode 52. I'm your host, Jacob Thompson, and tonight, this is my second attempt at the Mint Moscow Mule. I definitely muddled the mint better this time, but I added too much vodka, so it's gonna be fun.
Cancels itself out, I guess. I'm Joseph Grandchamp, and tonight I'm drinking a Surly Furious IPA.
Yeet. We have so much beer in our fridge, we just have not been getting through.
Yeah, well, I got this Surly for free because my boss is like, hey, I got some Christmas presents out back. When you leave, pick it up. And I was like, ooh, beer. And I just snagged a case of beer.
I'm Gabe. And I'm drinking the New Orthodox IPA's M43.
It's classic.
Yeah, I
It's a
wasn't
great
gonna
brew.
take it, but I guess someone just kind of left it at the house, so it's mine now.
Hell yeah. Did you shake it up before you cracked it?
I rolled it.
Yeah,
you're
that's
supposed
what
to
you're
roll
supposed to do.
The old
Yeah.
pinch
It says
and
on the
roll.
can. Tells you my camera sucks and there's glare, but it does tell you to roll it.
Let's
Mhm.
get that good hazy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get a chunk of shit at the bottom.
Dude, that's the good sludge, the beer sludge.
Yeah.
All right, and I am Dayton, and I am drinking the brand new
Oh shit.
Bud Light Seltzer.
What the fuck, Dayton?
I don't know.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Dude, it literally just came out this week.
Do we
What
have
the
a
fuck?
brand deal or something? Yeah, there you go.
All right, I gotta ask. How is it?
It honestly isn't bad. Like, this is the
Is it-
strawberry flavor, and it's pretty good.
Is it as good as White Claw?
Mm. It's different than White Claw.
Okay. Does it taste like Bud Light at all?
No, God no.
It's
Bud
just probably
Light
the
is
brand
like
name.
water,
that
so I feel like if it was seltzer Bud Light, it would taste pretty similar.
Nah, it just wants the brand name, and that's all it wants.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty good. I might honestly like it better than White Claw. White Claw's kind of harsh, but this is like pretty. Goes
That's
down.
actually super. That's super telling to how the like alcohol industry is going, where it's going right now. If a company that big is like stooping, I'm not saying stooping is maybe the wrong
stooping
word,
that low.
they're stooping that low to make a seltzer
Investing.
to appeal to that demand. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
pretty insane, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, White Claw's just so popular because it's like both
'Cause-
genders, right? Like,
Because there's
Yeah.
no laws when you're drinking.
and it's low calorie and low carb. Like,
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
look at this. 100 calories in this.
yeah.
That's all.
Plus, it's
They're
really
still empty, but it's less of them.
it's light to drink. You know, like you're not gonna fill up like you will with like some beer.
A
Like,
stout.
You'll feel you'll feel full
Mhm.
after like a stout or a porter or something.
I mean, I'd drink a seltzer over a like a shit beer. I'd drink a seltzer over Coors Light any day of the week.
Well,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I'd probably
Yesterday I had
drink
the
actual piss over Coors Light.
Yesterday I had the Bell's Hop Slam with dinner.
Mhm.
Fantastic! It just came out. It's a seasonal, but like that filled up. It filled me up a decent amount too. Like
Yeah.
mixing that with the burgers, like oof.
I went to the liquor store and asked if and when they're gonna get Hop Slam, and the guy's like, "Isn't that a spring beer?" And I walked out. I was like, "I don't have time for this shit." All right.
I'm never coming here ever again.
Where's the nearest liquor store that isn't you?
And then I like looked it up online, and they haven't distributed to Minnesota yet.
That's a bummer.
Come to Michigan, man. It's all over.
I know. I looked at the map, and it was like I looked up like South Haven. And it's like every bar and restaurant has it, and every party store has it. It's like fuck.
Dude,
Not
I should bring a mini keg
nowhere.
to this party I'm going to on Saturday.
There
Yeah,
you
we should
there-
bring some when you come up to move in.
go. Oh, I totally could do that actually.
Yeah.
That
Get
sounds
a-
like a good.
get
You
a-
got some fucking mooches living in Minneapolis, Gabe.
Yep.
You just have to see me before I drink them all.
Not a problem.
Well, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. If you don't know already, somehow, this is the Engineers Without Filters podcast. We go live. Well, I guess we live stream on Twitch now every Thursday night if you want to watch us record. And then new
Whoop.
episodes go up every Monday around 8:30 Eastern time. And you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube every week. And you can follow us on socials on Instagram and Twitter at EWF Podcast. So go do that. Our Instagram posts are kind of funny usually, so check out those photoshops.
Usually.
You know,
Depends who's
it's-
editing them.
yeah, you know, Joseph's are usually pretty good. Gabe's are like, passable. I mean,
Right, right.
I had to edit one, which it turned out pretty okay, but I was like, not as good as Joseph because he has more practice.
Hmm. I mean, he just uses the lasso tool.
Yeah.
Hey, I do some color shift too. All right.
Oh,
If the shadows aren't quite, if the lighting's not quite right, I'll add some.
advanced
do
techniques.
you add shadows or no?
No. Well, I have. I did one
Mm.
time,
Okay.
a little bit. I tried at least. It didn't work out that well.
I don't even know how to do that. Not gonna lie.
You can Google it. I almost ate some mint.
Good.
All right, so tonight we are going to continue with the year compass. What the hell? Sorry, my Google was going off. We're going to continue with the year compass 2020. So we're basically going to go over the goals and kind of things we want to get done this year. So it'll be a similar format to the last episode. We went through 2019. But we'll just kind of go through the pages. And if you want to do your own year compass, you can go to yearcompass.com and download it or fill it out online, and it'll kind of help you think about what you want to do better and what you want to focus on this year. So we'll start on chapter 15, which is this is what my next year will be about. So a bunch of different boxes with different categories such as personal life, work, relaxation, stuff like that. So we'll probably just go around a few times and just pick a box and talk about it, and then we'll go from there. So I can start here. As I'm quickly trying to read what I wrote. So I'll start with health and fitness. This year I really want to get into a good workout routine, and I've been doing a lot of research recently on like the kind of workout I want to do. So like Gabe started one last year off of
Yeah.
Reddit, and I basically just adapted that one to what I think will work for me. So I'm gonna start that next week, but pretty excited to kind of start working out again. I haven't done it in a while on a regular basis, so I know it's gonna suck.
Oh, the first week sucks.
Yeah, but I think it'll be good. I'll start feeling better and be able to sleep better, hopefully. 'Cause
Mhm.
I've been having issues with sleep recently, so.
Mm.
Yeah, because you stay up till 3 a.m.
You know what, Joseph? Great.
He doesn't need that sass.
Yeah, you do. That's the only way you're gonna sleep.
I don't know if you want to talk to him that way. He's gonna lift so much. He's gonna get so big. He'll just look.
I'm gonna
Okay,
fucking
yeah, you'll be
you off our balcony, Joseph.
Right?
Yeah, in the next couple months that we're still living together.
Yeah. Yes, I basically took the program that Gabe used and kind of adapted it slightly, but I'm basically gonna just work out after work every day. It's like I just know at this point I cannot get up early in the morning to do that kind of shit.
I couldn't do it in the morning.
Giving up and doing it after work. So
Yeah. I mean, the nice thing though is like that one doesn't take that long. Like it's only like half an hour. Like you
No,
can
yeah.
cook through it pretty quick.
and I'm basically doing strength training 3 times a week, and I'm doing interval training 2 days a week, and then gonna try to go for a run 1 day a week. So I'll have 1 day off.
You get strong as hell, dude.
I mean, hopefully. I'm honestly mostly doing it not even to like get strong, but just because like I don't like the way my body looks right now. I just want to get I just want to look better and look fitter,
Yeah.
and also
mean,
the sleep thing.
The confidence, man, that you get out of it is worth it, and it's weight in gold.
Yeah, a lot of stuff I have down actually is about building confidence this year. So
There
yeah,
you go.
that's me. Joseph, what do you got?
Let's see. Under personal life and family, I have spent as much time with the nibblings as possible. Nibblings being nieces and nephews. And
You just wanted to use that word so
yeah,
bad.
Yeah, you
I
did.
One word.
You spent so much more time explaining it.
Yeah. But it's a lot faster than writing nieces and nephews because I don't know how to spell nieces half the time. I always fuck it up every time.
Is it
The
E
I
or
before
I?
E, except
yeah.
after E, Joseph.
But that
Yeah,
doesn't even really work half the time.
That rule is wrong.
Well, it
Like,
works
it's-
in Nice, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, but it doesn't in science.
It's got a
So
point.
you can kiss my ass with that rule.
Just
Point being, I want to spend more time with them, especially now that I'm living out of the state. When I do get back, I want to just kind of watch them grow up more because I feel bad living so far away.
Right on.
Now that we have this cool thing called technology where I can like FaceTime them on like Snapchat or whatever video.
Well, what's funny
call.
is it always happen to Snapchat or like FaceTime you while you're cooking dinner.
Yeah.
Then you have to like stop cooking dinner for like 30 minutes to talk to your mom and like Joseph, just tell her you're calling back. Like you're leaving the salmon like on the table here.
Yeah, but it's worth it. I don't
Yep.
mind eating cold or burnt food if I get to see my family. So,
Aw.
yeah, that's me.
I'll do relaxation, hobbies, and creativity. So I definitely want to mountain bike a lot more. Minneapolis has a lot of really good mountain bike trails. So I hear. So I definitely want
Wouldn't
to
know,
try.
my bike got stolen immediately, so.
Right. So if my bike doesn't get stolen, I would like to do that. I also have pursue guitar more. I keep telling myself I was gonna do it on this break, and I don't know.
So
I don't
when's
know.
the last time you like actually practiced?
It was a couple days ago, but I don't know. I think the practicing that I'm doing right now is like not very engaging, I guess.
Mhm.
It's very grindy. So I want to find something that's like a little bit more fun. I got build a new computer. Hopefully, salary money will get me there. And then I know it's kind of a hobby, but I want to keep lifting, obviously, into the foreseeable future. Keep getting strong.
Strong boy.
Getting yoked.
Yeah, yoke. That's the word I totally blanked on. So strong.
Yoked
Yeah.
is my favorite one of those.
I do like yoked. That's a fun way to describe things.
Solid, thick.
Swole.
Yeah.
Good response, Dayton.
Sorry.
What do you have, Dato?
Dato.
Dato, throwing it in there.
I am gonna go with. Let's go relaxation, hobbies, and creativity.
Oh, how creative of you to pick the same one I did.
Spiteful much?
Gabe, I'm gonna fly out and I'm gonna meet you in Minneapolis in the airport and just freaking kneecap you right in the airport.
At least I get to see you, you know?
No, I'm gonna give you the reach around. I'm gonna come from behind and just.
Looking forward to it.
But anyway, yeah. So I wrote relaxation is pretty important, but I find that just playing video games and keeping all of my active hobbies going keeps me relaxed.
Oh, I
And
forgot
then-
to add. I want to get on that Rocket League grind.
You're already on it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Gabe.
No, but I actually started like practicing, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah, dude. It only took Gabe 600 hours to realize why I would do that all the time. But yeah, and then the other thing I had was just continuing the podcast. It's good for creative juices, keeping some discussion going.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Can to stay connected.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I also go into intellectual next. I wrote down the word school because I'm doing a lot of school this year. Right now, I just started this week anatomy and biochemistry, and good lord, they're just gonna kick my ass as far as just time commitment. A lot of memorization and just getting back into the groove of a class I actually have to like pay attention to because my class last semester was super easy. So yeah, learning about that stuff will be. I think anatomy will be kind of interesting. Just learn about all the different parts of the body and I don't know tissues and shit. But then hopefully in the fall I'll be able to go to grad school and start learning more nutrition stuff and start my research. But I have some good news in that front. I'm maybe gonna wait to talk about it on the podcast, but why not? For both of the places I applied to, I got invited to come visit as a competitive candidate.
Ooh.
Doing that next month. I'm very
They
excited
want
to
to
fly
suck
down
you
there.
off in person.
Oh, good lord, Joseph.
We can't edit this out. We're live.
Basically,
I don't want that
you go
edited out.
down and you meet with faculty members, at least the ones you want to work with.
Well,
and
you
see
interview,
if you
don't
vibe
you?
together.
Mhm.
Well, it's not really an interview per se. It's more just like you have individual meetings with faculty members, and you talk about how you could maybe fit in with their lab or the research, and if you like vibe. I guess I don't know. I've already
Vibe
been
check.
talking to a couple of them.
We vibing.
So it'll be cool to see the schools also and just kind of get an idea of what the program is. So yeah,
Nice.
I'm hoping after both of those I'll find out pretty quick where I'm going, but I don't
Yeah.
know how the process works.
Yeah, it's nice to know what the fuck you're doing and where you're going, right?
Yeah,
Like-
it was a huge relief when I got those emails because like you apply and you're like, who knows when I'm gonna hear back, you know, like am I a
Right.
good candidate or not? And then it was nice to get that email pretty quick saying like, hey, like you're cool, come talk to us. And it's like, okay, I can do that, and I
Well,
can
they haven't
kinda,
talked to you yet, so.
well, you know what I mean. You know what I
I'm
mean.
just giving you shit.
Yeah. So I was
It's
really
the-
worried
it's
like
the-
the application like wasn't good enough or stuff
It's
like
the
that.
proverbial swipe right on Tinder. You just matched with that university.
Yeah, no, I gotta close the deal. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep. And now you gotta see if it's worth it.
Right.
Exactly.
Got to come up with that pickup line that they want to hear.
I'm an engineer.
Hey Purdue, if you don't accept me, I'm gonna be mad.
That was
that
a real fucking bad date.
that was not good. Dude,
It was
it's
funny.
a fucking heyday.
I was like looking around because I'm, you know, theoretically, if everything goes well, I'll be still like working out when I'm in grad school. And I was looking around like the cities, like if there was like gyms nearby, and there's like Purdue has a pretty solid like big like gym. Looks like a
They're a
Lifetime.
big school, so I'd
Oh,
hope
yeah.
so that they have a good gym.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to learning stuff this
That's
year.
exciting.
Pretty neat, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with finances for my goal this coming year, which I wrote live under my means, thrive above them. So like just kind of I don't know, living under my means, like saving a bunch of money, but then spending money on the things that I value.
Mm.
So that
Freaking big ballin'.
Yeah, I was saying
Yeah.
last week you're Mr. Moneybags.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Engineer
Now you're like-
salary.
And now you're like,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna be conservative. It's like, who are you?
No, I
All right,
still
come
have
on.
this out. Oh no, don't get me wrong. It's still there. But like just spending money on what I value more so than this is kind of an expensive apartment, and if I don't have to live here, I don't necessarily want to.
Oh, we're gonna find
But it's so
something cheaper.
nice. It's so nice.
It is nice, and I really like it, but I like saving money, and I don't know. How often am I here? I sleep and I go to work and I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine in the evenings. Like, not
Yeah, I
a
guess
whole lot.
I'm here a lot more than you do, so I care more about.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
I also was gonna talk about finances, but mine.
How creative.
I knew you were gonna say it. I had it predetermined when he said it. Like, fuck, Dayton's gonna just totally fuck me. Whatever. I didn't change because I'm stubborn. I have cut down as much as my student loans as possible while still having some shred of sanity. So I have a decent amount of college debt, like most college people. And I have quite a bit because tech is not a cheap school. So it's got a little bit of stress on there, but I should be okay. So I'm gonna try and live as cheap as possible and dump as much money into it as possible, at least for the first couple of years, just to cut down on like the stress of it.
Yeah.
Getting back on that ramen train, boy.
I'm not gonna go that bad. Like,
Dude, I can tell you how to make really good ramen for not that expensive.
Rice
I
and
feel like-
beans. Rice and beans.
Like I think that like if I trick myself right, where like I live the same way I did in college, I won't really know the difference, right?
Mhm.
But like the moment I start taking steps above, you're gonna be like, shit, I can't go back. You know what I mean? So like
Yep.
if I can just for at least a year dump as much, hopefully two, all that excess and not have an expensive apartment.
Yep.
Because my rent's gonna be pretty cheap for the temporary place that I have, like in comparison to Minneapolis. So
Yeah.
hopefully I can use that extra savings to minimize my debt so I don't get fucked later in life.
That's why like I'm okay going to grad school right now because I haven't had like an engineer salary yet. I'm still like riding like the college level. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go back to school. Like I don't know what's better. You know?
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's the goal, is to like live like a college student. But I mean, I'll have extra payments regardless, right? Like
Yeah.
insurance becomes a thing and all that other stuff that you got to deal with. So.
Mm-hmm. Be an adult. Woo.
Yeah, You think you figure it out in college, you're like, yeah, this isn't that bad, and then you go in the real world and like, oh, you have all this other shit you have to deal with.
I don't know. It
I
wasn't
was-
it wasn't that bad for me because I was already paying all the bills in the house anyway. So
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. It's just more of like the additional responsibilities, I guess. Like, I was just talking to Joseph the other day about like because I'll be moving out of state, like that whole thing is kind of messy, especially with like my car insurance and all that stuff. So.
Mhm.
oh yeah,
I
it took
applied
me.
for a new driver's license in October, and I still haven't gotten it.
Right.
I'm moving in a couple months. I'm fucking livid. Like, my address is gonna change. I'm just gonna leave it. My it can say whatever
Fuck
the
it.
fuck it wants.
Yeah, fuck it. That's what I say. That's why I didn't bother changing my insurance, driver's license, or like anything like that until like September. So I was out here for like 4 months, and I
Right.
didn't do anything.
I mean, I'm not worried. Like, I know I'll figure it out. It's just more of
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
there's more. Like, I have to do more.
Yeah.
it was
But,
funny.
I
I went
mean-
to visit my old high school last week, and I saw my old teachers, and I'm like, she's like, "Oh, you're so old." I'm like, "I'm only 22. I'm not old." And I'm like, I do not feel like an adult at all. I'm like, "When did you feel like an adult?" She's like, "When I had kids." When I was like, almost 30. I'm like, "All right, yeah, that sounds about right."
Yeah.
Forever young.
If you never have kids, you feel like a kid forever.
Yep.
Jacob's gonna be one of those people who gets like 3 PhDs, so he's like always a college student.
Mega
So
mind.
he feels young.
Mega
Yeah, I'll
mind looking
admit it.
ass.
I'm going to grad school, so I don't have to be in the real world yet. Like,
There
I'm
you go.
afraid of being an adult. So
That's what it is.
I think it's your turn, Dayton.
All right. Well, before I talk about my topic, this was really good.
You already finished it?
Yeah.
For like 20 minutes, man.
It's really good.
I'm gonna crack another one, so I'm thinking.
I'm gonna when I get done talking here. I'm gonna go with health and fitness. I know that you guys have already talked about that, but I kind of want to get down to 185. I'm at 195 right now, so it's only losing 10 pounds. So that's not that hard.
Fucking fat ass.
Yeah.
Yo,
Hey,
Mark.
hey, Joseph, you're the only one who doesn't care about fitness on the podcast. It's
Oh shit.
Oh,
Joseph's been
shit.
growing.
I'm just giving it shit.
Yeah, fuck
Oh
off.
shit.
Well,
I was
Joseph-
going to yesterday.
Yeah.
I get there and the rowing machine's out of order, and there's only one in this shitty ass gym, and it's been out of order for like weeks. Like the screen doesn't turn on, which is like
Mhm.
whatever. I just set a timer on my phone, and like just go based off that. But now they put like a piece of paper over it and said like they'll fix it. It's like you got to change the batteries, man. Like how much does that take? To fix? Like, get on your shit. So now I like get into the gym, and it was out of order, and I was like, fucking hell.
Oh, you're telling me that I have to pick these things up and put them down?
Oh no.
We don't do that here.
I do one thing and one thing only. Alright?
I
Bro,
pull.
Yeah.
you're like Gendry from Game of Thrones. He
Yep.
just keeps rowing.
Just rowing for 4 seasons, you know. You Game of
Ah.
Thrones fan.
Anyway,
I know
sorry,
Dayton
back to you,
knows what
Dayton.
we're talking about.
I have absolutely no clue what we're talking about.
Anyway, continue.
And then I have start running more if I'm not doing as many sports as I am right now, because I'm pretty busy with organized sports as it is right now. And
You're getting
then
your cardio in.
yeah, and then I have maybe do a trail half or whole marathon if things drop in priority. That's been one of the things that I've been kind of thinking about for a while now. Just because I know that I could run a half marathon like right now. I could do that pretty easily. But a whole marathon would be a little bit of a stretch. So that would actually require some like training.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that I could run a trail half marathon right now.
A little bit of flux right there.
Well, dude, anyone. I don't want to sound like an asshole or anything, but I feel if people can push through the pain, they can run a half marathon too.
That happened in freshman year. I don't want to put this guy on blast, I guess. But one of the guys in our major, Dayton, who I don't know if you know, anyway, I'll tell you after. But one of my friends was running a half marathon in Houghton, and we were talking about. He's like, "Oh yeah, I ran in high school. I'll do it with you." So literally, he maybe ran for 3 days before the fucking half marathon, and then ran it, and he got like second or third place. We went to like to get dinner or lunch at this restaurant, and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta go vomit." Like he was messed up the rest of the day. It's like, yeah, dude, you went fucking ran 13 miles without any training.
Yeah.
Like he was in shape, but it was just hilarious. It was like
Right.
that episode of How I Met Your Mother where
I was
Barney
gonna
runs
say,
to the marathon,
he runs the
and then
marathon
he
without
goes
any
to the
training.
subway to go home, and he can't get up. His feet are just, or his legs are just dead.
I think that's a huge flex. Just like running a half marathon like without being trained. It's
Yeah.
just like fuck yeah, like look at me.
It was just so funny because I went to watch and like I'm watching like what the fuck, he's like second place, and I was like, damn dude, like good job. He's like, thanks, and he's like, yeah, I gotta puke. Like it was
See
funny.
you tomorrow.
Yeah. For my last one, I'm trying to decide between a couple categories. I'll go with emotional slash spiritual. So like last episode I talked about in 2019, it was kind of a roller coaster to the year. Like I had some high points and low points, and I feel like that's gonna be, every year to some extent. But I'm hoping with the new routine that I'm implementing, it'll kind of help with my emotional state. Because I was talking about how last week one of the reasons I got really down is because I was just like sitting around the apartment for a long time, like how Gabe's sitting around at home now.
It's fucking
Uh,
cabin fever, dude.
and
It's modern
kept
day
me
cabin
really,
fever.
like, really depressed after like 3 days.
Hey,
Um,
that's me.
So I'm just trying to get in a routine, and hopefully that'll kind of keep me more emotionally stable. And then, I'm gonna creep into the social bucket here a little bit, but I do
Ooh.
want to try to go out more with Joseph because usually Joseph and Cooper go out a lot more than I do, just because I like staying home. But I want to try it and at least go out once every 2 weeks, and just to get some more interaction with other people. We never talk to anybody anyway when we go out, but it's just still good to
It's
get out
good
of
to
the
be
apartment.
around other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Something
get to
about the
laugh at
feeling
them.
is
You
nice.
get to laugh at them. That's the
Yeah.
important part.
Oh, people
Yeah.
watching is fun, and you don't even have to pay for it. It's just
So
it does
amazing.
itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm praying I can stick to this routine and get some discipline in my life, and that'll help me out. So,
Hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
Discipline. That was one of my words in I think last year. I think that was my word for the year.
The word
you can't
war.
rely on motivation. You have to rely on discipline.
Amen, Jacob.
Cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking after me. You're like, yeah.
Just constantly copying Dayton. That's what I do. Speaking of copying Dayton, I'm gonna go with relaxation, hobbies, and creativity.
Hey, you stole that from me, bitch.
Yeah,
You're stealing from me.
I'm copying Dayton by copying you.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
See how that works.
Yeah.
But I want to use my hobbies to make more friends or to meet new people at least.
Mm.
Because a lot of my hobbies right now are pretty like do by yourself. Like it's hard to meet people while skiing, or
Yeah.
snowboarding. Like
Unless you
can, like,
crash into them.
yeah, like you can talk to people, but like you kind of have to know people going in, or like camping isn't really a social event unless you like kind of make it, I guess. You go camping with other people, but again, it's one of those things you have to know people to go with.
Yeah.
But I want to use those to make new friends and find groups that do that and stuff like that. So
Facebook, man, it's one of the only things it's good for.
Facebook groups.
and there's new Facebook dating now. Got to check that
That's
out.
not-
Yikes!
That's
Yeah, it
actually
is.
a thing.
Yikes!
Yeah, I get ads for it all the time, and it's
Oh
really
my
annoying.
God.
Oh
That's
no.
hilarious.
I'm never gonna click that ad. I tell you what.
This person commented on your photo 5 years ago. Why not talk to him?
Yeah, that's just probably family.
Yikes.
So I know Joseph did relaxation, hobbies, and creativity, right?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that kind of bled into friends and community a little bit, and that's the one I'm gonna do. Kind of like similar to what Joseph was saying. I want to obviously like I'll be able to hang out with you guys, but I want to make some new friends in the Minneapolis area, whether that be like work friends or finding. I also find a community and passions that I enjoy or want to learn. So like I said, I do want to do guitar, and there's a guitar shop not too far from me that does like group lessons, and even like the bouldering was really fun with Cooper. And just meet different people through those type of group things, kind of like what Joseph was saying. And then finally, I have integrating into a work community. Every time you kind of join a new job, different lay of the land every time. So
Mhm.
Yep.
just want to kind of be able to get comfortable with that and get comfortable with the people around me, and I don't know. It's just gonna be a whole bunch of different friends in a whole bunch of different communities. So it's exciting, but it's also scary.
Yeah. Well, you have us to fall back on.
Exactly, which
Worst
is
case
awesome.
scenario. Mhm.
If all fails, I can watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine while
Drinking.
Jacob has a Moscow Mule and Joseph has his
Yeah.
B&T.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
when
this guy, he already gets it, Joseph. He already gets it. That's our apartment. That's our whole life.
That is what we do.
Damn. I was gonna say, meanwhile, when I moved out here, I didn't have anything to fall back on except for the tears in my pasta that I cooked.
Your vegan pasta.
Yep. I seasoned
Yeah,
my
those
pasta
vegan
with.
tears.
Yep.
Okay, just checking.
Yep.
Well,
They
wouldn't
are.
tears be a animal?
Yeah,
but
it
I
comes
give
from an
consent.
animal product.
I give consent for myself to
Oh.
eat my tears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Loophole.
yeah,
Loophole.
I'll let it slide.
this one time.
Yeah. The next time you have it, vegan police.
Vegan
Is
police.
that from Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
vegan police. He like eats a burrito with like eggs in it or something, and he like can't fly anymore.
Yeah.
It's like the most
Hours.
ridiculous thing ever.
It's one of the best bits in that movie.
Yeah, it's honestly one of the best parts of that whole movie.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, we'll send you the clip.
Shocking. I'm gonna go with work, studies, and profession. I chose to not talk about my actual work and talk about things that I want to work on outside of work. So I don't know if you guys know, but I got a Raspberry Pi and a soldering iron and like an electronics kit to like practice, making stuff with my Raspberry Pi, stuff like that. So I want to continue learning more about that, and then also start making some like small robotics projects, because I could really just see myself like making like I want to make like an RC boat, or even like an RC like submarine. Well, it would, if I did a submarine, then it would have to be not RC because the radio waves can't penetrate the water. But
That'd be a lot of fun.
yeah,
Not to bust your balls here, Dave, but I feel like it falls into the hobbies category. So
I wouldn't consider it a hobby though.
I mean,
Really?
there's been a lot of
It's a
overlap.
study. It's a study. Like I would consider it more of a study versus a hobby, because it's like I'm doing
going
it.
to intellectual categories, what you're telling me.
It's a study.
Oh,
Work,
There's
Stop
literally a
studies,
thing that says
and
studies.
profession.
Like, shut up, Jacob.
I'm just giving him shit.
Worst host on any podcast.
Yeah.
Just antagonizes all of the guests.
Listen here, you prick.
So why you a little bitch, Joseph?
So I get that that's your opinion, but that was wrong.
Yeah.
And you're dumb. because
Dane,
of
I
it.
remember you telling me back when we were at the house, like you wanted to build like a custom alarm clock kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I think it's still kind of on my list, but I'm not sure.
You should make it look like a pipe bomb and take it to airports.
Yeah, okay.
I feel
I'll
like
make
you've
sure to
thought
do
about
that.
that before.
There's a thing on the news about some kid that did that.
Oh my god.
I guess speaking more on that though, so I just bought Philips Hue light bulbs. So and I have
those are cool as hell.
Tasker on my phone, and then I'm gonna get a whole bunch of RFID tags and like put them around my house to act as like switches to automate like my house without having to sell my soul to Google or Amazon and stuff like that. So
Dude, I'll sell my soul to Google any day of the week. I want that shit so bad someday. Like all the smart home
your
stuff.
soul
Have
on
you
Google?
seen the Disney Channel original movie?
Yes,
Smart
I
House?
have, and I don't care.
The
I want,
house attacks the family. All right.
I want it anyway.
have you seen
No.
Monster House? That house literally is a monster.
Yeah, that's a little different.
When Google becomes Skynet.
Yeah, I'm okay
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, so
It's
I
just
think
super
I can probably do it all based just on my phone, which would be pretty nice.
That's pretty
That
cool.
would be.
One of the guys I follow on YouTube has the Hue lights, and he put them behind his TV, and they're synced with whatever he's watching,
Oh yeah, I've seen
and
that.
it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, those look cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go on to the next couple of pages. So pages 16 and 17 are both called Magical Triplets for the Year Ahead. So basically, just like these 3 things for this, these 3 things for that. So we'll just go through and just go around and pick some and talk about it. You know how it goes. I'm gonna throw a little curveball in here, and you guys for this one. So this is these 3 things I will dare to discover.
Me and Joseph at the same face.
First one I already said, going out and talking to people more. So actually, Joseph, I want to actually maybe talk to new people when we go out. That's a revolutionary concept.
Why?
I don't know, just for social things. We met some of Cooper's friends a couple weeks ago, and that was kind of fun.
That's true.
We went to this piano bar. I sang with this lady playing piano. It was a whole thing.
I
Anyway,
got a pretty good video of it. I'll have to send it to you too.
yeah.
I would like to see that.
I want to discover skincare. I'll get back to that in a second. And
Dude,
then a new town. So like whatever town I end up in for grad school, I want to like actually look around and find stuff. But yeah, skincare is something that I feel like we like men don't really do.
False. I do it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's because you have
besides the-
eczema.
It's not on my face.
It's still your skin.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I don't know, like it kind of goes with like the building confidence thing I was talking about earlier, where I don't know, I have like a lot of like big pores in my face, and like I have some eczema kind of like things. I want to just kind of like nip in the bud and just kind of have better routines with that kind of stuff. So I'm actually seeing a dermatologist tomorrow, so then I'll just ask her about that stuff and see what I should do. But yeah, I want to just kind of just start taking care of my face more, I suppose, and hopefully have that build confidence. So
Shameless plug to r/skincare addiction.
okay.
They have some really good recommendations. That's why.
Is there a wiki?
I don't know actually. I just kind of like searched through and found what I thought I needed.
Maybe I'll check it out.
It
I
was
also
funny.
thought about that, but it's kind of expensive. Like some of that stuff.
Well, I just want to get over the counter stuff. I'm not gonna get. I don't want to get.
Yeah,
prescriptions
yeah,
if
I know, but
don't have
still,
to.
even some of that shit can be pretty pricey.
But even
Yeah.
just like putting moisturizer on in the morning can make a world of difference.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
I
want
mean-
to like do some research and figure out what'll work. Because I feel like with men, we don't really do it like ever. At least I don't. And I feel like we're not.
I
really
don't know a
taught
lot
to.
of people, a lot of guys that do.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was thinking about this for a few days or whatever. And then I saw a tweet from one of the people I went to high school with. She like tweeted, just found out that guys like don't do skincare, another strike against them. And I'm like, all right, well, okay, I'm trying to be better about that. I'm not doing it because of you, because I already thought of it. But like, come on.
Don't let it go to your head.
Bill Burr actually has a really good bit about that, how guys don't do skincare, and like he's like, I always thought like I just needed to wash my towels. Like I get itchy in the winter, and I thought I just needed to wash my towels. Turns out I need to buy lotion. What is this? Like some just like goes on a rant about this.
Yeah.
It is pretty good.
So yeah, I'll give you guys updates once I figure that shit out. But I'm excited to learn more about it.
All right. Shit, I didn't look at mine and see what I want to do.
God fucking damn it.
Come
Joseph.
on, Joseph.
Yeah,
You see,
I'm-
this Jacob's freaking antagonizing you again.
Yep.
Yeah.
One more strike and you're off the podcast, dude. Like, that's gonna kick you out.
I don't know, dude. That's gonna make it really weird on Twitch.
Oh yeah, well, we
Yeah.
won't match up.
Yeah.
Let's put a picture of something in his corner.
Okay.
Just like an R.I.P. Joseph.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 3 things I dare to discover as well, or I will dare to discover, because I like copying people. I want to get into mountain biking. I went mountain biking once.
That is copying
we-
people.
2 years ago. I stole Dayton's bike while he was in New Zealand and went with Gabe and I think.
How
Josh.
dare you, Joseph?
Oh, dude, I remember that. You were fucking wheezing halfway through.
Yeah, because I haven't ridden a bike in at least 3 years at that point, if not longer. And I hadn't worked out in at least the same amount of time, probably.
It was fun though. It was a fun day. We took him on time trial, which is a black
Oh,
diamond.
you took my time trial his
That's
first
where,
time?
okay, that's where Dayton and Josh brought me my first time. They're like, "Oh, this is mountain biking, and it's a fucking black diamond." You're like, "Oh,
That's because Josh and I enjoy that trail, and we didn't give a fuck about
It's
you.
a
getting
Yeah, I was
fun
gonna
trail.
say. Like,
Yeah,
I
right.
took,
swim."
I took one of my friends mountain biking for the first time freshman year and I killed him, but it wasn't on fucking a black diamond.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sink or
I've
swim,
got
baby.
asshole friends. Yeah, I did fine.
No, you were fine.
Dayton didn't even know until I just told him. He didn't. You know,
I don't know. You
I
probably
didn't break his bike or anything.
you probably asked, but I don't
No,
remember.
I
You
didn't.
No, I
You didn't?
definitely did.
I don't think
You're probably asleep or some dumb shit. Time zones.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I think Josh was like, "Oh, you'll be fine. Just take his bike."
Yeah, I mean that's true. I really don't give a shit.
Yeah. I want to get more into cocktail making.
We talked about that
Jacob and
earlier,
I
didn't we?
have kind of I've talked about it a little bit. Jacob and I have kind of gotten into it. I want to start making like simple syrup and stuff for that because a lot of cocktails need that. And
It's so
every-
easy to
yeah,
make simple
it's super
syrup.
easy. And everyone that I've talked to that like makes cocktails like a lot, they're like, don't buy it. Like, you
'Cause it's
just
just-
make it.
It's just
It's literally
saturated
sugar and
sugar
water.
water, but it's saturated though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you like boil it down and stuff. And like there's another drink I found, but it uses like honey syrup, where like you do the same thing but with honey instead of sugar. And like I just want to know how to do that and like have some at least like the basic ingredients so I can like I don't know, just make some cool stuff every once in a while, you know.
Right.
Impress some girls.
Oh yeah, that's
The only problem with cocktail making is that you just have to buy a lot of different ingredients.
yeah, but as long as it's stuff that doesn't go bad, you don't have to buy it that often.
And he's got an engineer salary, so who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah, dude,
Exactly.
what was the term? He's rolling in that money.
He's
Yeah,
big
probably.
ballin'. He's big
Big
ballin'.
bomb. That's what it was. My bad.
Yeah, something
We have to
like
get a is it called a jig or a jigger?
that. A
Jigger. Jigger.
Jigger. We need to get a jigger.
Yeah, a little measure. Because using a shot glass does not work that
It's
well.
not ideal.
Or
And
not
it
ideal.
doesn't have the lines on it to tell you how much.
And you don't have the other side that's for like 1 ounce or whatever it is for like lime juice and stuff.
Yeah, there's like a 1 ounce and a 2 ounce side, I think. And then also healthier cooking habits. I'm pretty good at cooking as I am, but like every once in a while I'll just like make some bullshit. I've been on quesadillas a lot recently.
Grilled cheese man right there.
It's different, but okay.
It's a Mexican grilled cheese.
Hey,
Changed my
at least they're
mind.
vegetarian quesadillas.
That is true. I get refried beans and Mexican rice, put some cheese, grill up some peppers and onions, a little bit of hot sauce.
I
and
don't
a
I
whole
don't mean
lot of
to
cheese.
I don't mean to rain on your parade, but Jacob, most refried beans are not vegetarian even.
All right, well,
That is true.
he's
Is it-
trying. Okay, he's not killing a cow. So how about he
But
go?
he is though, because it has beef fat in it.
Damn it!
Gotcha.
I don't know,
There's
Joseph. I
no-
think you eat fine.
Yeah, but I just want to get. I guess I say healthier cooking habits more, so I want to get more in depth in my cooking.
Like
More
diverse.
complex.
Diversify.
Yeah, just like try new stuff because that's a big thing. Is I go back and default to like pasta. And
Joseph, we could I could find
cooking podcast.
no maybe
I
I was thinking like every other week on like I don't know like Wednesdays or something like that. We could
Okay.
each cook the same thing. Well, actually, it won't. We could each cook the same thing, but yours will have to be either you'll just have to add in meat or whatever. If
I
you want
can
it.
eat non-meat. Like I'm not
Okay.
like
You can eat- yeah,
stuck
you
on
can
that idea.
Okay. Well, I think that could be cool. We each make
I
the
think it
same
would be
meal and then we like see how it goes.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. I
Twitch
would
stream
definitely
it.
do that.
In the kitchen, wrist whipping.
Whip it, whip it.
Dude, that is such an old meme. I think we're gonna be the only ones who get that.
Dude, fucking hamburger helper rap. What a
That was from like
classic.
2015 or 2016.
Yeah.
Well, it was
The
definitely
hamburger
the
helper
worms.
diss track, was it? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was
was it a diss
2016.
track?
Yeah, it was for April Fools. They dropped a
Or was it like
mix. I think it was a mixtape.
yeah, mixtape, that's what it was. It wasn't a diss track, yeah.
Still
Yeah.
on SoundCloud, probably.
I'm with you though, Joseph. I also want to do more complex cooking, but I have the same issue I have with cocktails. Like I want to buy random ingredients I'm barely gonna use. You know,
Just
but-
find one really complex thing and make that a bunch until you run out of the shit, and then pick a new thing.
Nah, Jacob. Just have an engineering salary.
hopefully I'll have a grad school stipend by the end of the year, and that'll maybe help me out.
There
a
you
little
go.
bit.
So I'll do. You know what? Let's follow the same rut 3 things I will dare to discover.
God damn it,
Ooh,
people.
maybe. That means you got to pick a 2 date, and otherwise
No.
you.
No.
Minneapolis, number 1. Whole new city, whole bunch of different stuff to do.
Mhm.
A more creative side. That's guitar. Maybe singing, but I don't know how the fuck you learn how to sing, and I'm kind of scared to
Well,
sing.
we got a
Gabe.
good piano bar.
Uh,
There's a
Mm.
karaoke
Gabe.
bar not too far from here.
Please don't sing.
Why not?
Hey, you can
Cool.
improve your singing, Jacob. Come
Anybody can sing.
on. He's
It's
antagonizing
not
again.
I'm antagonizing.
Yeah.
Get off the
He's getting
podcast,
after
sorry.
Gabe now.
it's not an innate skill. Like anyone
I
can
know, I
learn
know.
it.
It was actually funny because we went to the piano bar. Like the woman who was playing piano was like giving me tips on singing. I'm like, thank you, I appreciate that. Like, it helps. Anyway, sorry.
I
See,
just default to
anybody can-
opera.
Good.
Just only
One of the
sings Ave
hardest
Maria.
forms to sing. You just kind of,
I just
kind of go in there.
yeah, because it sounds funny.
Like Scully from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
What do we got? Last 3 things I will dare to discover. I got a new work environment, which I don't really have to dare to discover. I'm kind of forced to. So
Unless you get fired.
thanks, Joseph.
He's got a point.
I'm
I don't know.
here
It's,
to keep
it's honestly
your
pretty hard to
time.
get fired, in my opinion, unless you're like an idiot. But
Oh shit, I'm just
It
kidding.
is Gabe we're talking about.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna break the mold.
No,
I'm,
stay
I'm
in your
just-
lane.
Stay in your lane, Donnie. All right. These 3 things I will love about myself. One
Dare
is
to
my
discover.
busyness. 2 is my humor, and 3 is my want for more. And I
Your
feel
humor
like
sucks.
my humor
Don't love
does
that.
suck.
Yeah, no one's gonna love that, so at least you should.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's got it, right? But I think the want for more and the busyness kind of go hand in hand, and that I'm so busy because I tend to just want more, and that's not even like physical things. It's like I want to get better at things, and I want to like learn more about things. So like I don't want to just sit around do nothing.
you're scaring me a little bit, Dayton, because it reminds me of Yennefer in the Witcher TV show. Because she's like, I want everything, and then almost dies.
I
so-
want it. I want everything. Perform what is that? Trial
the
of-
enhancements or whatever.
Yeah.
The Djinn? Or the Trial of the Grasses? Is that what you're
No,
referring to?
no. Well, it's like the equivalent of like the Trial of the Grasses, but for the
sorceresses?
witches. Yeah,
Did you
Like
watch
the-
the show, Dayton? Or
I
are you
did.
throwing off the game? Okay,
I did.
I didn't know.
As
yeah.
you Terra or whatever the fuck?
Well, yeah, where like they do like the beautifying.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a name for that.
They had the
Oh.
designer.
In the enchantments, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just enchantments. That might just be what it's called.
Wait, did you watch it, Gabe?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know you watched it.
dude, I haven't been doing shit. Like,
Yeah, but you didn't tell me you watched it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're the TV guy. I gotta
No, I didn't
tell
know.
Jacob specifically.
God fucking damn it.
Remember,
Yeah.
guys,
How do you like being
watch something
antagonized?
on- if you,
bitch?
if you consume any media, you have to tell
You have
Jacob.
to
He has
consult
to
with
know.
Jacob.
No, I gotta break down my thought process now. So, like, when it came out, like, me and Dayton both watched it because we both played The Witcher. And then, me and Joseph watched it because I told him to. Not really.
I
He wanted
was
to watch it.
gonna watch it with or without you.
We watched it
I'll
together.
have you know.
And but Gabe, you haven't played The Witcher, so I didn't think you were gonna.
Yes, I have. I'm like halfway through it.
Oh, you're playing it right now.
I don't know.
No, he's playing Rocket League right now.
Yeah, Rocket League's been sucking up
Dude,
my
you have so
time.
much goddamn time. Just play The
You
Witcher.
didn't tell Jacob that you've been playing.
Come on, Gabe.
Now he doesn't
Check
know
my
he's so-
Steam profile.
I mean, to be fair, I'm like never on my PC anymore.
There you go.
Me and Joseph
He
watch
just
it.
Naruto are underway. Isn't he? Did he finish up his
Is this his
sentiment?
third
I don't even remember.
Bud Light?
I don't think he's finished his sentence. I think it's on you, Jacob. I think.
Well,
Hold on, he's coming
Hold
back. I see the shadows.
Dane, did you
Did
even
he get-
say your thing? Oh, he
He's
can't
on.
hear us yet.
What?
did you finish your third thing?
What third thing?
Yeah, he said.
Oh
them
yeah,
all
you
really
did.
quick.
Oh yeah.
Or
back
if
now.
if by third thing, do you mean my third Bud Light
Yeah, I
seltzy?
told you. I told you.
Oh shit! What is that? Lime?
This is lemon lime. So I had
It's gotta be, it's
I had a
green.
mango, and I
I
had
didn't realize you went mango and stuff.
I
What one
had
was your favorite?
strawberry.
What was that
Um,
two so far?
I don't I don't know, honestly. I think the strawberry was honestly pretty good.
All right, well, crack that lemon lime. We got to get the update.
Okay, well, see, there's another flavor though. It's black cherry, and I don't
But
think
you
I
gotta
can.
slam that lemon.
I don't
Yeah.
think I can finish this as quickly.
Shotgun it. Shotgun it right now on camera.
Drum roll.
All right.
It's not that good.
All right. so
Lemon
strawberries
lime
the
is
front
kind of
runner.
So like strawberry and mango were both all right. Mango kind of got nasty like the last third.
Mm.
That's pretty
Why
common
does-
in those drinks, though.
Why does every seltzer have a black cherry flavor?
Because it's pretty easy to flavorize. I think.
Why not just cherry? Why does it gotta be black cherry?
Because artificial flavoring, I have no idea.
Yeah, whatever. All right.
I
I'll
feel
do
like
another one.
I feel like regular cherry is like nasty though. It tastes like cough syrup.
Well, it's grenadine, really. Like that. That's just what I think of when I think of like artificial. You know what I mean?
Dude, whenever you say grenadine, I think of fucking the Ghost Johnson video, My Yard, when he gets locked out of his house, and he's like his neighbor, "Hey, grenadine, you, I'm locked out of my house." Anyway, I will go with. I had it. Here we go. I'm ready to let go of these three things: laziness, which is I was talking about my routine. I want to, be productive.
Discipline.
Loneliness, which I felt kind of lonely last year a little bit, but I'm going to try to meet new people and reach out more. And then cynicism to some degree. I feel like when I get depressed, I get really cynical about just a lot of shit. So I just want to try to not be as negative about things. So, yeah. Back to you, Joseph.
All right. So I guess I'll go with these three things I will love about myself. Although I only put down two because hey, at least I put down two. There was
Come
one I
on,
didn't even
Joseph.
fill out.
It was the
But-
say no to, wasn't it?
No, it was these three things I will achieve the most.
Oh, that might be worse.
But I will love where I live and who I spend my time with, whether it's with new friends or old friends.
It's me. He's talking about me, guys. You hear
Jacob,
that? He's talking about me.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. Either way, I'm happy about it. So I've already decided. So.
All
yeah.
right. For the sake of time, I'll do. Oh shit! I just scrolled down like 4 pages. These three people will be the pillars during rough times, and I just put the Discord boys, which I should have put the podcast boys, but I think I was drunk when I filled this out.
You got a lot of
There are
friends
other
on
there are other
Discord.
boys on Discord.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sometimes we have a ton of people on there, but yeah, it's just I never really like feel like I don't have anyone to talk to if I need to, and that's a good feeling to have. Like if I feel like feeling shitty, I can always reach out to any one of you guys. And
You need to
listen.
stop reaching out to me. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay, good.
You can't be calling me crying at 12 in the afternoon. All right, you gotta.
You
Shut
gotta
that
cut
shit
that
down.
shit out, man.
Gabe, were you crying on your lunch break?
Yeah. Someone stole my lunch.
dude, no joke. Someone got fucking shit canned from my work for stealing lunches.
How many lunches did they steal?
I don't know, but it's been going on for like months. And like on our forums, there were like people like, "Who is this lunch thief?" And like one dude like posted this like paragraph long thing that he had to do. It's just like, "I just want my Tupperware back, man. That's all I ask for." And the dude got fucking shit canned, and they sent out one of the VPs sent out an email. It was like, yeah, and the lunch thief has been apprehended and removed. Like, can you imagine that, dude?
Can
You're
you
in-
imagine him explain that in like another interview? Like, well, why'd you get let go? Well, I didn't pack a lunch.
There was a misunderstanding. All right, people didn't label their food. I was hungry. Yada yada.
There's a misunderstanding a couple dozen of times, but
Yeah.
I
that's
just want
hilarious.
my Tupperware back.
Yeah. And he put a picture of the Tupperware attached to it, and he was like, "It looks kind of like this, but not blue."
That's so
Oh my
funny.
god.
Wait, who were we
That was
even,
your turn.
what were we even talking about?
It's your turn.
You got one
Oh,
more
it's my
triplet.
turn. These things I will have the power to say no to, and I say these things and not these three things because I only wrote down two. Getting stretched too thin and things I don't want to do.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, if I don't want to do it, then I'm just gonna be like, no thanks. And I'm trying to get better about saying like just no and not giving like an excuse.
Yeah.
Because then if the excuse falls through, then people are like, oh, well, what about now? It's just like, well, then I have to come up with another excuse, and I feel like I should just be straightforward right away. And
That's like
the getting stretched too thin thing kind of relates back to my busyness because I have to keep that in check. Otherwise, I will not have any time to relax.
Gotta keep that
So-
balance, baby.
Yeah, some nights you just need to crush 3 Bud Light seltzers.
In
on your
less than
fridge.
an hour.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Try those.
Yeah. Whatever.
Is this We Got Drunk 4? The episode?
No.
This is Dayton got drunk.
Yeah, there we go.
All
Dave,
right,
what
let's
percentage are-
go
It's
to
only
page
5.
18. Let's go to page 18 for 6 sentences about my next year. We can just each rapid fire through these bad boys. I'll go first. This year, I will not procrastinate anymore on getting out of bed. I gotta get my shit together. You guys know how bad I am about getting up in the.
Did you say that last year?
Yeah, but this year is different. Because I got a
2020
new-
is the year.
I got a new strategy. My new strategy is
2021's the year.
my new strategy is actually go to bed and get up at the same time every day.
That's
Hopefully
smart.
That'll
I
That's
do
very
hear
smart.
your alarm clock in the morning now.
Yeah. More
Do
on
you
that
hear
later.
it? Do you hear it getting
I
snoozed
feel like
multiple
we've all
times?
just been shitting on each other for an hour.
Yeah,
It's
that's
such a
what friends
dumb
are
goal,
for.
you little bitch.
I mean, we're not wrong, so.
This year, I will draw the most energy from completing goals. I didn't really talk about this, but I'm gonna also try to keep track of stuff by actually writing down goals that I want to have done by a certain day. That'll hopefully, keep me going. This year, I'll be bravest when I'm scared about the future, which happens a lot. This year, I will say yes when Joseph wants to go out,
Woo, baby!
within reason.
Damn it.
This year, I advise myself to stick to the plan. And this year will be special for me because I'm to improve a lot. And I believe if I stick to the plan, I will.
All right. I like it.
All right. This year, I will not procrastinate anymore on talking to loved ones or meeting new people. I put 2 down because I felt
Cheater.
yeah.
Greedy. All right.
Greedy.
You're greedy, just keep laying it on me,
Just trying to steal time on the podcast.
Yeah.
Listen,
And then
Jacob's
that's
the
just 3
host. He
words.
gets the most speak.
I get the most
speak.
time.
Yo, Gabe, you
That's
just
hilarious,
rhymed.
dude. If a host is talking the most, they're not a good host. I didn't mean to rhyme, sorry, but you know what I mean.
It's not really a rhyme. You just said the same word twice. Oh no, I guess you didn't. Fuck.
Keep going, Joseph. Keep going.
Anyway, this year I will draw the most energy from being on my own and having my future in my hands and my hands alone. I'm no longer stuck to having to follow going to school or doing whatever.
Yeah.
Just kind of scary and cool. This year I'll be the bravest when I want to stay inside, but I shouldn't. I will say yes when friends ask to hang out / the weather is nice to go outside. Because that's a big thing, especially in Minnesota. It gets cold as shit. It's like, I don't need to go outside right now. But when it is nice, I have no excuse. This year I advise myself to not wait until tomorrow. And then this year will be special for me because I still have my friends, even though we don't all live in the same house anymore. And I think that's really
Yeah.
cool that our friendship has lasted. Even without this podcast, I still talk to the other guys quite a bit.
Yeah.
And you guys
Internet's
outside
awesome.
of this. And I live with Jacob now, and I'm going to live with Gabe. And I hang out with Dayton when I'm home. And so, yeah, and Max and everyone. So, no, I'm really
Maxie
thankful for that. Maxie Max.
He listens every Monday.
Damn right he does.
Dude, shout out to Maxie Max.
Yeah, you made it this far, bud. I'm proud of you. Hope work's going well.
That's why he bored off his ass.
Probably. My turn. This year I will not procrastinate anymore on learning other hobbies or actually buckling down on learning some hard shit. Like I don't know, I feel like sometimes I jump around too quickly. Like I like a lot of hobbies, so I kind of jump around. But also I feel like sometimes I get scared when like shit gets like too complicated. Um, this year I draw the most energy from my friends. I feel like that's with me every year though. Like I don't know, friends really are what like makes my day a lot better. Like if I hang out with anybody, my day just gets so much better. Like I've noticed that as I've been getting the cabin fever.
Mm-hmm.
When I do hang out with people, I like feel like my day is a lot less wasted and just a lot more fun.
Definitely.
This year I'll be bravest when embracing a big city when I came from a very small town. Oof.
Just a
Or not
small
very
town
small.
girl.
You did
But
not come from a small
I
town,
okay,
Gabe.
smaller. It's still smaller than Minneapolis, all right?
Yeah,
Minneapolis
but
does not feel big though.
it's a hell of a lot bigger than South Haven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but compared to like other cities, Minneapolis does not feel.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah. This year I'll say yes when going out with new people and friends.
Yeah. About to get drunk.
I feel like that's all the same answers. So we're gonna go out a lot. It's gonna be great.
About to get
This
fucked.
year I advise myself to not be afraid of new experiences. These are very similar answers.
That's fine.
This year I will be special for me because it'll be my first year with a full-time job and only 39 more years to go.
Dude,
That's
your
a good
dream,
outlook.
everything it's that few. I mean, with Social Security is probably gonna.
Oh, I
fucked.
know. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
talk
die by
myself
then
out.
anyway. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Gotta hope that the robot overlords don't take our jobs by
Google.
then. Yeah. All right. This year I'll not procrastinate anymore on projects that I would like to work on, aka my to-do list that I write down all the different things that I want to work on that I tend to forget about. Um, this year I'll draw the most energy from seeing the progress that I am making. So I left that intentionally vague, whether that's like fitness progress or project progress, or really anything else like work progress or anything like that. This year I'll be the bravest when I. What the hell? I'm gonna read this verbatim. I can learn the most. So
Were you drunk? Or
I
I know
high?
you're
don't-
drunk now, but
Well,
Jesus.
I don't think I was drunk when I was filling this out. I probably just didn't pay attention. Yeah, so I think I meant when I can learn the most, which I mean that makes sense. It's logical. This year I always say yes when I'm not getting stretched too thin, which is pretty similar to my answers in past years, which I think last year's was I will say yes when I have no reason to say no or something like that. Um,
Yeah, I remember that actually.
yeah, this year I advise myself to not be afraid of failing and to start small and be consistent. So I think that's pretty important, especially when you're starting out on like a new hobby, because it can be pretty overwhelming. But you have to remember that it's you don't have to tackle a huge project at first. It's okay to like copy someone else's projects and you learn the basics, and then you can start implementing that on your own projects that are
Everyone
your
has
own.
to start somewhere.
Yep. And this year will be special for me because it's my first full year working and living in Connecticut. Because I kind of
Eat.
cheated last year and it was only a half and half, split between school and work.
God, dumb school getting in
Yeah.
the way of work.
Yeah.
fuck
So-
anyone that still goes to school.
Got him.
Hey, I don't have to get offended this time.
All right, let's finish it off with my word for the year ahead. Pick a word to symbolize and define the year ahead. You can look at this word if you need some extra energy, so you remember not to give up on your dreams. My word is overkill. That's what I'm talking about, baby. There's a song called Overkill by Riot that is in Beat Saber, and when you play it, you feel like a fucking badass, and it just gives me a lot of energy when I think about that song. It's my new alarm clock song. So
Dude, that
yeah,
song's gonna
that's
start
like,
giving you
I
stress.
was gonna say you're gonna hate that song.
nah, dude. It's a really good mix of like EDM and guitar and like drums. It's I don't know. I
It's a
dig it a lot.
banger.
It's a banger, and yeah. So I'm just and also in the song it goes like Operation Overkill. So let's think of that. Like this year is like Operation Overkill. We're going into it and about to get hype. Right?
Okay. Okay. I can get behind that.
You should look it up, Dayton. I think you'd like it.
I probably would like it if it has like that like corny ass like Operation Overkill. Wah wah wah. Like-
Pretty much, dude. Honestly, like, it was funny. I was hanging out with my friend Perkins the other day, and I was talking about Beat Saber. I'm like, yeah, the song called Overkill is awesome. Like, dude, I love that song. Like, Perkins knows it. So if Perkins knows it, I feel like you'll like it.
Yeah. for
Most
sure.
likely, yeah.
All right, Joseph.
My word is, and it's in all caps, but yeet, because I'm just gonna yeet into this next year.
God
Dive in head first and go for it.
Oh my gosh, you corny
hate you so much.
motherfucker.
See, I was worried mine was too white girly, but now I'm not worried because I don't think it can be worse.
See, when I think of the word eat, I think of just like throwing something as far
Yeah,
as
yeah.
possible.
This
I
bitch
just
empty.
imagine-
Yay!
Like, eating 2020 is like getting rid of 2020. I feel like
No,
it's
no,
a negative
I'm
thing.
No, I imagine Joseph getting like tossed off a cliff like 50 yards, like ragdoll.
I'm yeeting into 2020. Like I'm
No, you're gonna throw him
jumping
a
in
cliff.
head
God damn it.
That's my game plan.
So my word can't be worse, right?
I mean,
My word was
Yay!
strength. No, it was not yeet. It was strength.
Strike. They said strike.
No, strength both
Strike
like,
one.
emotionally, being able to adjust to, I don't know, going from schooling your whole life to the work and new area, new city, new state, all that stuff. But also hopefully getting physically healthier and stronger as I go on.
Mm-hmm.
Double
like it.
meaning. One word, two meanings.
Oh, man.
Holy shit.
You're so cool, Gabe.
I know. At least my name wasn't, or my word wasn't.
My name wasn't. Yeah, well, at least my name isn't Joseph.
I thought you were saying, at least my name isn't Yeet.
At least, yeah. At least I'm not Joseph. That's what I meant to say.
At least
Come
I'm
on,
not a
Dayton, give
fucking
us your
monkey.
goddamn words and get out of here.
All right.
Oh
My word is consistency.
Okay.
So I mean, it's kind of similar to my last year's word of discipline, but it's like different because it's not the same word.
Same.
You're not wrong. I can't fault you for that.
Yep.
Consistently eat Bud Light seltzers over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the podcast. Welcome
This
to
one was a
20
lot like less structured than the last episode.
Well, this one there's less stuff in the back half of the year compass, but
Yeah.
2020 new resolutions.
You gotta find the ones that have the more in the back half.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Thank you for listening to our dumb show. Again, we go live every Monday on YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. And you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EWF Podcast. Once we get Twitch more solidified, we'll let you know about that too. But yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.